Oh boy! I'm on the floor today because this is big and, well, it's exciting. In this box is a PowerBook 170, and I'm just gonna open it as I'm talking here. I got this thing off eBay. It cost around 120 bucks with shipping, which is a really good price. Buy it now. It turns on, supposedly. It has a few problems, but we should be able to fix them all in this video and get this thing booting, which would be incredible. So I cannot wait, which is why I'm cracking into it. This is just to cover the addresses and stuff. I ran out of my normal, tape that I used to cover it, and plus this is just easier anyway. So it's packed with, it had fragile markings all over it, which, I mean, that's good. I specifically requested extra good packaging here because these things get destroyed in shipping all the time. The plastics are extremely brittle, and they're getting more so brittle by the day. So I just wanted to make sure, and yep, seems like it's done an adequate job. The box isn't super banged up, so hopefully this will not be all destroyed. So this comes with a bunch of extras, which is part of what makes this super exciting. So let's see. Plenty of foam. Ugh. Ugh. Man. Ugh. Pretty darn heavy. Alright. It's a stupid knot. I'm really bad at untying these, so I'm just gonna cut through it. I know, call me stupid for not just knowing how to untie it, but whatever. So, obviously you can see here it comes with more than just the laptop. And yeah, it has a bag, which apparently is an OEM Apple bag. I am not 100% sure, because I didn't see any Apple logos in the pictures or anything, but I can't complain because if it isn't an original bag, because it was designed for it. And I know for a fact that there are a lot of sellers on eBay who'd sell an OEM Apple bag, or at least try to sell an OEM Apple bag, for the price I paid for this whole laptop, which is ridiculous, but so are many sellers. So yeah. Not seeing any Apple logos, but I don't mind about that. So is there anything in here? Yes. So we're gonna get started here. We have manuals, warranty, all kinds of stuff. So this first one is warranty information. I'm keeping all of this, but that can safely be ignored. You don't need to see that. It's boring. Information about radio and television interference. Another warranty packet, another radiation and interference warning, another warranty, register and choose a free gift. Oh yeah, what's my free gift? Postage paid by addressee. No postage necessary if mailed within the United States. That's funny. What could I have gotten? So, free gift number 1, an Apple mouse pad. Improve your mouse action with this high-speed foam-backed mouse pad. The non-skid base reduces static and holds the mouse pad securely in place. Get more from your new computer with 6 issues of Insider A+, written in plain English by computing experts. Every issue delivers helpful information on personal productivity and education computing. Macintosh users can choose 6 months of Macworld, the magazine of tips, tactics, and techniques, news, reviews, and how-tos dedicated to the Apple Macintosh family of computers. And oh my god, there's a lot of information to fill out to register. funny to see what computer model purchased. Mac Classic, Classic 2, LC, 2SI, 2CI, 2FX, Quadra 700, Quadra 900, PowerBook 100, PowerBook 140, 170. That's what we have in here. Apple II, still selling those at the time. 2E. The 2GS might have still been around. I think they killed it around then though. And the Getting Started guide. Okay, we'll get to this later. It's the instruction book for an external number pad that this comes with. So I have a Getting Started guide, just basic information about computers, and then a really nice user's guide that's all spiral bound and like full of information. Like, let me just flip to a random page. It's talking about initializing floppy disks. Nice. I might do a full read through of that at some point in a future video, but for now, let's get inside. Here it is. Alright, so the first thing I'm checking, which is the first thing that I should check, are the display hinges. Around back here, you can tell if there's any like separation here. It's like one of the standoffs are broken. These look pretty okay. I think one is broken, at least one of the two. Each of these sides has two standoffs. I think at least the leftmost one on this is broken, but that's all pretty standard on these, so I'll probably have to 3D print new standoffs. You've got the mechanical feet. Those feel nice. The port cover is actually still here, which is nice. It doesn't stay down anymore. It doesn't click into place because those clips are broken, but you can see here it has modem. It has SCSI. What are the, yeah, that's, next would be ADB, headphone jacks, GeoPort stuff, maybe. I know that's Apple Serial stuff. The reset interrupt and the actual power button. The reason why the cover on these are often missing is because in order to actually turn it on, you need to open it. So they'd get opened and shut so much. But let's just take a look at the rest of the contents, which should be under here. And yes, indeed they are. So I've got a, what's this, a modem cable? Yep. An original power supply. Apparently this is dead. Doesn't surprise me. Smells okay. Don't smell any like fish or anything, but it probably has bad caps. So I'm not gonna be able to power it on yet. I'm gonna have to wait until like Friday, which is when my cheap replacement is supposed to arrive. Next, the battery. It's apparently cracked. Oh yeah, cracked and leaking, which is very common for these. It's bulging, so yeah. These are NiCad, which are just horrible. So it's pretty easy to build a replacement, and I'll probably do that at some point. Just gonna put that in a plastic bag. And finally, we have our Kensington number pad. Let's feel how the keys feel. Ooh, these feel really nice, actually. They feel almost like they have mechanical switches, but could just be a nice membrane. And yeah. ADB. I can test this today because I have other old PowerBooks and I don't see any broken pins or anything. So yeah, that's very nice. Alright, that's all that comes in here, which is plenty. And again, I don't see any Apple markings on this bag, so I don't think it's actually an Apple bag, but I don't mind that. It's a bag nonetheless. So let me carefully open this up. Ugh, there we go. And yeah, 2 buttons, the trackball. Let's get a first keyboard typing test. Very nice. So I didn't see any corrosion on the contacts, so I think this is going to be okay, but I want to at least check here. There we go. This is the battery cover. And yeah, both contacts in there look fine. So this is definitely a good candidate to have a new battery in. Anyways, they said this power supply was dead. Let me just confirm that by plugging it in. Well, I like to plug in the back first. Nothing. So yeah, that original supply is dead. But on Friday, my replacement is due to arrive, and that is when I will be able to properly test this out. However, in the meantime, there's one thing I want to try. So is this, how do you tell if this is what, center positive or center negative? I'm going to get one potential candidate that could turn this on. I'm going to go check. Alrighty, we've got my PowerBook 5300 CE right here. Now, I don't have any other ADB devices, so I guess I can't confirm that this port is even good, but I have a couple other laptops with ADB, so if this one doesn't work, I can try it out on another. Anyway, got it plugged in. Let's give it power. Alright. It does have a light on it, so I guess we'll know when it... Oops. Come on. Come on, don't break it already. Alright, now I just gotta wait for old Reliable here to start up. 5300 series PowerBooks, man, they're so slow. But I love this thing. Even if I've already gone through 2 chargers. This is charger number 2. My first one died. These things get stored in damp environments. They can develop something called tunnel vision, where the display basically gets like a vignette around it after being on for just a certain amount of time. Anyway, this is a pretty clean install. All I really have on here is simple text. Because when the power supply died, it took the hard drive's install image with it. Or at least that's what I thought. Anyways, I'll just type out pot. Hey! Alright, so I've just taken the machine apart, which is pretty darn easy. I may have snapped one tab, I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah, I have it apart now, and what can I say? Well, first thing I noticed is right here, there's a surface mount cap on the modem card. Now, is that gunk? No. It's not leaking at all, and it's the modem card, so I can always just remove that. But, dang it. There aren't any surface mount caps on the board itself, just the modem card, I guess. Made by Supro. It's not a brand I recognize, maybe it's more reliable than the other ones, but the main point of interest is the hard drive, which I can see is a 40 megabyte Connor drive. It is SCSI, meaning I have no way to externally test it. But the reason I am taking it apart before even turning it on is because I already know the hard drive's dead. But before we get to that, I do want to see what capacity this RAM card is. Well, can I just see right here? It's listed for the 160s to the 180s, so I guess it's an aftermarket expansion. It's from Viking Components, Inc. Alright. A lot of chips on here. This might be maxed. I'm not sure how much RAM these can take. The board is definitely a 1991 board. And this is the CPU card. There's no reason to remove it. It's just there. We need to get at this hard drive though, so I gotta remove this bracket. Alright, so this is the hard drive out of the PowerBook. Now, in the process of getting this out, I may or may not have broken the hard drive ribbon cable. somehow, may or may not, have managed to snap it clean in half, trying to carefully remove it. How this may or may not have happened is beyond me, but I may or may not, have to get a replacement off eBay. Anyways, according to the seller's description, this drive is dead. It spins up and then down, and then up and then down, and it is a Connor model CP 2045, which means it likely is suffering from a very common fault. So, I'm going to have to take it apart to fix it. Yes, very exciting. But first I've got to remove this warranty sticker. I'm going to try to preserve it. Just use my fingernail here to lift it up. This drive has no warranty anymore, that's for sure. There we go. I could probably have just snipped it in half somehow, but it doesn't matter anyway. So, I need a very small Torx bit. There we go. Now this is a scary process. I do not like working on hard drives. It's always scary and you're always worried, oh, if I accidentally slip, if I touch the platters, if I make the heads crash. But I'm not powering it on. I can't anyway. It's scuzzy. Meaning that, if there's no external source for this, the only computer I have that could possibly use it is that PowerBook. So the idea here is there is a very short-sighted decision by the Connor executives, as well as Quantum as well. As well as Quantum as well. Ugh. Anyways, they decided to help keep the heads from violently bumping against, if they went out of position. They instead had a rubber bumper. That rubber bumper has turned to sticky goo, which is never a good thing. Sticky goo rubber bumpers inside of hard drives means that they'll get stuck. Now, luckily there's a fix, a very easy fix in fact. You just have to be brave enough to crack open a hard drive. I've cracked open up a hard drive before. I just don't like doing it. It scares me. Especially on little drives like these 2.5-inch ones. I've never been in a bigger one. Okay. So each of I'm gonna try to minimize exposure to the elements here, but let me just check the heads. I'm not sure how these drives are supposed to look. But yeah, that head is probably stuck. So there are two platters, each two-sided, each 1 megabyte, or no, 10 megabytes, because this is a 40 meg drive. So I have to take apart the voice coil here. I'm not doing much commentary on what I'm doing because this is a very delicate process. It's an old drive, meaning the data density likely won't cause problems. But repairing this is vital to avoid me having to drop like 80 bucks on a SCSI to SD, which I'll do at some point, but right now I don't want to make that expense. I love the spindle design on these. Just a lovely design. Okay, so that one's little. That one's big, that one's little, and this one, oh no. Okay, I might not need to get that one. Do I? No, I don't. Okay. Do I? No. It's not coming up easily. That terrifies me. Don't like this. Okay. I'm gonna go look up the video. In the meantime, I'm putting back on the drive's cover. Did I touch it? There's already a little bit of dust in there. You see, that's what I don't like. Alright. Oh, God. It's a data density is small. It'll be fine. Whew. All right, I got it apart, and this is our offender. A little bit of rubber in there, so let me get that replaced. And it did feel a little sticky, so I think that's probably our issue. So I'm gonna get out a tiny piece of tape. I've seen people use like Kapton tape. I don't have any. I'm just using normal Scotch tape. Trying to go quickly here to avoid any issues. And this should bring our drive back to life. So, oops. All right. Now let's test. Much better. It's not sticky anymore. Oh, okay. This is so stressful. Lightly blew on it. There was a tiny bit of dust on one of the platters. The top one, of course. Rats. Duh, why would these screws be magnetic? It's inside a hard drive. Is that aligned? It's not. There we go. Alright, one last examination. Okay. I'm hoping even if it did touch the platters just a tiny bit, the tolerances in this drive are going to be high enough that it's not going to cause an issue. So now I just got to screw it all back together. Oh my god, now that I just have like the cover back on, my stress levels have gone down so much because like the consequences of like screwing up this repair would be devastating to my wallet. But I've got the fix in there now, so if this drive's gonna work, then I've given it every chance to work. On the bright side, I didn't see any obvious damage, like a ripped off head or a head crash anywhere. So I'm hoping that with the quick fix that I did there, that this drive will now work. Now I'm going to screw in all of these as much as I can, just to make sure that the cover's on perfectly evenly. Again, tolerances in drives this old, not very high. They don't just fall apart. Like I could probably touch the platter once and it would be fine, but 10 minutes of air exposure is not gonna kill this thing. But anyway, there we go. Hopefully a repaired 40 megabyte Connor hard drive. All right, my charger's here. Arrived a day early, so I can test this thing out now. So it's short, it's cheap, it should work. End of story. All right, flipping on my power strip, it should auto turn on. It didn't. All right. So that's normal. That should go away. There we go. That's not good. Oh, there we go. My brightness was down. Alright, trackball works. I should get a flashing disc. I'm checking for vinegar, or not vinegar syndrome. Alright, good. That is normal. Of course, I did break the hard disk drive cable by mistake. So I have to test it off floppies. Now, the trackball is a little wonky, which I expected. It's probably just dirty. Up and down works great. Left to right seems to be a little wonky sometimes. But I got to write system floppies. So that's going to take me a minute, but that's perfect because in the meantime, I can just leave this on and watch to make sure I'm not going to get the visionette effect in the corners. Also, this backlight is pretty yellow. And on the camera, I can see it looks pretty white, but that's just the camera making it look whiter than it is. It is pretty yellow, which is pretty normal for these PowerBooks. They never really had perfectly white backlights. I think some of them did. It depended on what manufacturer you got, but yeah, apparently the ones that are white don't have as much of the tunnel vision, but so far this one looks good. A lot of times in more severe cases by now would already be very noticeable, and I am noticing nothing. So I am going, and of course the quality of the screen is very nice due to the active matrix display. And so now I've got to go ahead and write system floppies. So I'm going to do that. Alright, it's testing time. Now, where's my charger? Where is it? You can't hide from me. Found it. Alright. It's testing time because my new hard drive cable arrived. So all I have left to do is plug it in and see if it boots. Please boot, because if it doesn't, I'm going to have to blow 80 bucks on a SCSI to SD. Alright. Oh, yes! Look at that! Looky what we have here. My repair worked. Oh yeah, we have revived a Connor hard drive. Please boot up all the way. Still going. It's not as loud as I expected, honestly. Okay. It's going. Oh boy. Macintosh HD. Look at that. Alright, I think we're booted. Let's see what system we're running. Oh my god, 701. 8 megs of RAM. That's nice. So this is stock. Is there anything even on here? Alright, so our hard drive is just about empty. And that means there's just about nothing to do. But it turns on and it boots, baby. So that means my hard drive fix worked. This hard drive is now working, which is nice. System 701. Alright, well, no system profiler. let's see what, I guess we should just take a look at the couple programs that are on. Alright though, I'm just glad this hard drive works now. Alright, so I think I'm going to call this video here. I still have to repair the floppy drive or source a new one if I can't repair this one. And fix the hinges. This hinge looks to be separating a bit. It probably needs some repair. But yeah, this thing's in nice shape. It works. I could not be happier. Thank you all for watching. I will see everyone next time. If you enjoyed, a like is always appreciated, but I don't beg for likes. It's just not what I do. And yeah, I'll see everyone next time.